A very good evening to you from wherever you are joining us from. Many thanks for choosing Rwanda Television News this evening. And it's time for our tonight's edition, and this is what is coming up. The Rwanda National Police and the Rwanda Investigation Bureau RIB held a joint management meeting on Wednesday, October 4th, to strengthen partnership in matters of security and justice. On Wednesday, parliamentary members of the Committee on Unity, Human Rights and the Fight Against Genocide held talks with the Minister of National Unity and Civic Engagement, Dr. RwandaTV, focusing on issues that threaten the well-being of genocide survivors. A very good evening to you once again, and thank you for joining us on Rwanda Television News and our news in details. To start it off on the local scene, during a press conference on Wednesday, top officials from Rwanda's security organs reiterated that issues to do with road safety and theft of vital infrastructure components like those used in the distribution of electricity are being given their required attention, warning those who buy scrap metal that they will be held accountable if they purchase materials acquired by illegal means. We do have the details as we start it off.
During the press conference, it was pointed out that the scrap dealers must be responsible for the things they purchase when they stray into illegal items. Being a scrap dealer doesn't mean that a person must buy electrical cables. In fact, the items they can buy legally do not include such items, nor do yet pipes, fiber optic cables, or road signs. However, during our operations, among such people, those are the very things we found to dominate their stocks. Here is a simple example. The major water pipeline that comes from Mutesera district has a valve near its midpoint at the Nyabarongo River, and yet it is targeted by thieves, calling it scrap metal. How can an item that is helping to supply important water to many parts of the country, including Kigali City, be scrap metal? Let such people be warned. The issue of how long individuals remain in custody when apprehended, depending on when they are arrested, was also addressed. The claim that people arrested over the weekend must wait until morning to be released is false, because we work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you are arrested on Friday, by Saturday, it becomes clear that there is no need to hold you. Then, you are released immediately. If you are arrested on Monday morning, by the evening, it is clear that the evidence does not support the need to keep you in custody, you will be released right away. People should not be interested only in the figures of those arrested by rape, but those released as well. On a daily basis, we receive between 1,000 and 2,000 cases a day across the country. Yet we arrest between 10 to 15 people. Despite such a high number of complaints, people should understand that just because a person has done wrong, it doesn't automatically require locking them up, because investigations can also be carried out while they are still in society as regular citizens. It was also announced that the surveillance systems on the country's public roads are going to be used for more than just monitor road safety matters, and figures from the Ministry of Interior confirmed that the Eastern Province accounts for most road accidents countrywide at 29%, followed by Kigali City, then the Western Province, the South, and finally the Northern Province, with motorcycles being involved in the most accidents at 25%. The press conference comes following a meeting between the Rwanda National Police and the Rwanda Investigation Bureau to examine ways of better cooperation on how to deal with crimes.
On Wednesday, members of the Parliamentary Committee on Unity, Human Rights and the Fight Against Genocide held talks with the Minister of National Unity and Civic Engagement, Dr. RwandaTV, focusing on issues that threaten the well-being of genocide survivors. We do have more with Adam Squizera.
The members of this commission revealed various problems, including 5,400 families of genocide survivors who are homeless, the problem of those who receive support in programs designed for vulnerable genocide survivors, since it was found that the performance of some government institutions can delay the services provided to those people. We found in various districts in Minisanta and Loda's fails to merge this, since for Minisanta's system works better, but Loda sometimes fails to merge all such information, which later comes as an issue to the beneficiaries who might not get the support through that failure of the system.
N'abanyarwanda bandi bose hanze ahangaha nabo bizuna si barakora.
There are some medical clinics that have scarcity of nurses. Since we know that a nurse has the ability to move from the support category to the sufficient one, then that's why the minister said that whoever doesn't want to elevate from the category will no longer get this support. Relating to these issues, the Minister of National Unity and Civic Engagement noted that the regulations governing government services allocated to vulnerable genocide survivors have already been updated. We do the two major things when it is found that there are some people who get registered from the list of genocide survivors who get the support while they are sufficient. By that time, when it is found, we took it as a part of crime, where we even moved the case to the prosecution. When it is found that the person did it unwillingly, that's our fault, where we even now keep making awareness through disseminating it to the survivors and local institutions for better understandings. Minister Bizimana also pointed out on the problem of about 5,400 needy families who don't have houses. It is the same to what I said. We get help to get houses according to the availability of the budget, as they are even selected with the help of other institutions such as Ibuka and district administrations. From 9th and 20th October this month, the members of the Committee on Unity, Human Rights and Fight Against Genocide, with statues across the country, aimed to find out how the lives of the survivors are going and to see the role of the institutions in preserving the evidence of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
The Water and Sanitation Corporation, WASAC, has been given the responsibility to manage water facilities that have been under a private management in the recent days. The management of WASAC says the move will increase the quality of service given to citizens, especially those in the rural areas. We have more. In various parts of the country, there are old water taps and channels. Water shortage have been a prevalent issue, especially in rural areas, despite the facilities being under the management of private investors. We fetch dirty and stagnant or swamp water, and even where there is clean water, it requires us to move long distances. From June until today, we don't have water completely, and even taps have begun to rust. Some of the issues that have persisted include poor service delivery, which has contributed to the distortion of water infrastructure. The manager of Redek, a company involved in water supply, say investors face various challenges. We are always fighting with citizens who destroy the water infrastructure, where sometimes they cut pipes or steal tank covers, which makes it difficult to manage those infrastructures. The other issue we have been facing is losses, where people who sell tap water made it difficult to pay us. Another big issue we have been facing is getting quality water equipment. The early September cabinet meeting approved a resolution to revise the operations of WASAC. The CEO of WASAC Group, Professor Omar Munyaneza, noted that as part of revolutionizing the operations of the institution, the management of rural water infrastructure will no longer be under private individuals. Sometimes a water channel could get destroyed, and you find that investors and district authorities cannot get along on who is supposed to repair it, despite having other partners like Water for People, World Vision and others that have helped us in establishing water infrastructure, but the management has continued to be a big issue. That is why you could hear citizens complaining that they only got water once after the infrastructure was established. Putting the responsibility under WASAC will establish clear assignments, hence making it efficient for the end user to access clean water. The other thing we will do is encouraging citizens to put the tap water in their homes. The move was praised by the investors. There are 17 investors that manage water facilities in Rwanda. The management of WASAC Group indicates that in Rwanda, 327,000 cubic meters of water treated, but the water that reaches the user is 187,000 cubic meters, equivalent to 60%, implying that the institution does not know the whereabouts of 40% of the water it produces. Based on the distance that citizens take to get clean water in the rural areas, those who walk 200 meters to fetch clean water are 56.8%, whereas in the cities, 72.4% of the citizens have access to clean water. Nationwide, only 17% of the citizens have access to tap water in their homes, with the cities accounting for 39.4% and less than 5% in rural areas. The Rwanda National Police and the Rwanda Investigation Bureau held a joint management meeting on Wednesday, October 4th, to strengthen partnership in matters of security and justice. The Minister of Interior, Alfred Gasana, while opening the meeting at the Rwanda National Police General Headquarters, said that the two institutions have a lot in common in the field of security and justice, tasking them to closely collaborate.
Police na RIB nubwo ari inzego ebyiri zitandukanye.
Even though RNP and RIB are two different institutions, they have particular history due to their structure, mainly in the sector of security and justice. Our work complements each other, which even develops the trust to the foreigners that face Rwanda and the basis of sustainable development in the country. The partnership between RNP and RIB have to not make any gap that can distract the country's development vision due to the misconducts that could be found in the justice sector. The Rwandans need justice and security in order to develop their country in their various activities. We are required to work professionally in order to protect what was achieved, and also to be more creative by facilitating the people in getting good services.
He further reiterated that working together is the key to reducing the crime rate in the country.
We all have to strive in decrease of various crimes such as robbery, gender-based violence, cybersecurity crimes, and cross-border crimes as well. We have to get more serious on traffic by reducing the number of accidents that takes people's lives and distracts various infrastructures. I believe that this meeting will be a good way of assessing our activities, plus correcting where there are mistakes by taking resolutions of improving our services we deliver to our people. Then the partnership between Rwanda National Police and RIB are the good ways in the journey of fighting against crimes, since those institutions always work hand in hand with the citizens.
The May 20th, 2017 official gazette designated the establishment of the Rwanda Investigation Bureau and its roles as well as mandate. The institution was given some of the duties that were previously under the Rwanda National Police. And moving ahead to agriculture matters, pyrethrum farmers were awarded for their continued role in increasing the production of this cash crop, which significantly made an increase of 25 tons of processed pyrethrum. We do have the details with Adam Squizera.
Pyrethrum farmers in Musanze and Burera district says that since they have increased the area of cultivation, they are now getting more production, which significantly increased their income as well. After starting cultivating pyrethrum, I'm now one of the best earners in this area, where now I can afford school fees, plus the family's well-being, and in the field as well. Pyrethrum are cultivated on an area of up to 3,000 hectares, where every year Horizon Sopirgua Limited process at least 1,500 to 2,000 tons of dried pyrethrum. Based on the good harvest that has been found, farmers that have excelled were appreciated. However, residents near the Volcanoes National Park, who cultivates the pyrethrum, have also expressed their various problems. The governor of the Northern Province, Dr. Mugaboga Hunde Morris, assured them that they are going to work with other institutions to find a solution. We are going to discuss with the responsible institutions in order to recover the pyrethrum production that are destroyed. In Rwanda, there are more than 37,000 pyrethrum farmers. Of them, 6,000 are part of 9 cooperatives who have saved more than 15 million Rwandan francs.
While the price of petroleum products has risen in the country, several gas stations have begun to run out of fuel and diesel. However, the Ministry of Infrastructure stated that there is sufficient petroleum supplies in stock. We do have more with Olive Nete.
Vehicle drivers we met at various gas stations in Kigali say they came to fill diesel in their vehicles, but unfortunately, they have not found it yet since last night. Their vehicles are parked due to this problem. They explain that due to the contract they have with these stations, they can't even look for it at other gas stations.
What we want is to get diesel and then do work, because this heavily affected our work, because we have been waiting to get diesel since yesterday, and we do not have the hope that we get it today. We are still waiting. They told us that they have gone to storages for wholesale. They say that they have run out of diesel and we have been waiting since last night. We should have arrived to our destination, but we are still here. The problem is that we can't fill out in other areas since we have a contract with the stations only.
According to Aaron Giringiro, a manager at one of Kigali City's gas stations, yesterday following the announcement that new petroleum product prices would be effective on October 4th, most vehicle owners and drivers filled their tanks and came in large numbers. But he assures clients that, as of now, gas stations have gone for wholesale to get other petroleum products.
This is not a problem of new price of petroleum products. We had shortage of diesel even before, but the owners of the stations reassured us that the issue will be solved. Sometimes it is because trucks that went for wholesale are also many and they have to wait until they all get what they want. There is also a shortage of diesel in the stock.
The Minister of Infrastructure, Dr. Jimmy Gasore, points out that although the prices of petroleum products have increased, there is enough in the stock.
There are some strategies that we as the government initiate to avoid a high increase of prices, but we also put efforts to make sure that we never run out of these products. As you noticed, in Rwanda, we have never run out of petroleum products. The only thing that may happen is that sometimes traders refuse to sell those products and work inappropriately. But generally, in the country, there is no shortage.
The fact that diesel is in short supply at some gas stations is because the vehicles that carry loads uses diesel, and many of them have filled up their tanks, which led to this shortage. Olive Nete, RTV News.
And on behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team, many thanks for being with us on this edition of Rwanda Television News. We wish you to stay safe and have a great evening. Goodbye.